I still don't believe that I'm filming this video. I'm feeling quite emotional on camera for the first time. Hey guys, I hope you all are doing good. Today I'm filming a very different sort of a video, and you guys know what this video is going to be about from the caption. I'm going to tell you my story of my weight loss journey. I have a feeling that this video is going to be a little too long, so maybe you could just grab a cup of coffee or tea or have something to eat while you watch this video. So I have a little broad sort of body shape, and my mom also has that, so it's in my genes. I was not exactly fat when I was young, but because I had a little wide body shape and I always wore those loose school uniforms with those shirts which had sleeves up to here and then the collar, and it was quite loose on me. I always have loved wearing baggy and loose clothes. Even the t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, it's quite loose if you can see, and it's from the men's section. I really love buying my clothes from the men's section because they are very loose and comfy. But because of these reasons, I appear to be a little more stout. From early childhood, my classmates, my friends, they used to call me I'm fat, I'm moti, and at a point of time, my teachers, they also used to kind of body shame me. Look how fat you are becoming. Even though I was not exactly fat while I was in school, but I used to hear things like that. It was hurtful for me. And then when I was in my engineering first year, I was in a stressful sort of a relationship, and because of that I used to overeat. I used to eat lots of junkies. I used to take a lot of stress, and that was when I started gaining weight. And by the time I was in my second year of college, I had started putting on a lot of weight. I was really overweight by the time, and I also had a lot of hormonal problems that made me put on more and more weight. And this process kept on continuing for a very long time. Now, because I was putting on weight and people body shamed me, I really wanted to lose some weight. For that, I indulged in a lot of crash diets. Like, there has been times I was living on fruits for weeks, and because I read a lot of things online, I used to try them on myself. Like, for example, when I woke up in the morning, I used to have a glass of warm water with honey and lemon in it, and there were many such things which I used to try. Whatever I read online which promises you to make you thin and lose weight, I was doing all of that, but my weight kept on increasing and increasing. I had no clue that these sort of things was hampering my metabolism. I used to trust people and things very easily, and whatever the media spoke, whatever I saw online, I was trying all of that, but it was all in vain. I joined a lot of gyms, yoga classes. I used to run in the morning, but nothing worked for me, and my weight kept on increasing and increasing. And plus, it was a very seasonal thing that I used to do. It was like, oh, let's lose some weight now. And I used to do it for say a month or two, and then when I didn't see any results, I used to stop all that, indulge in lots of junk food, which made me put on weight even more easily. So this went on until 2017. By the end of the year 2017, I was weighing 81 kgs, and I was diagnosed with PCOS. So it was like I used to have lots of breakouts and pimples on my face. If you see my earlier videos, say like 1 year or 2 year before videos, you can see I used to have lots of pimples all the while. If you see my videos, like a DIY video or maybe a makeup tutorial where I'm putting on makeup on camera, you can actually see I used to have a bad skin situation going on. I used to have lots of breakouts, and because I was on a traveling job, there was some infection on my legs, so I went to a skin doctor to get medications for the infection on my legs. And the doctor, he's a very reputed skin doctor in our city, so he saw my pimples and he told, okay, maybe I should also give you some medicine for your pimples, and he gave me. And what I told him was, no, I think it's fine, it's just a bit of hormonal thing. I get more and more pimples. by the time I'm going to get my periods or a little after my periods. So it's kind of following a cycle. Then he told, if it is something like that, then you should actually get some tests done. Maybe you have PCOS. So he gave me some blood tests, and also there was some ultrasound which was to be done. I did all those tests. My blood tests were fine, but when I did my ultrasound checkup done, I had PCOS. And then he recommended you go to some gynecologist and get medications for your PCOS. Then your pimples will also go. So that was when I visited a gynecologist. It was in November 2017, towards the end of November 2017. Now don't take me otherwise, I do respect doctors. I think doctors are very wonderful people. It's a very noble profession. She asked what happened, and I told her, so these are the things. I went to the skin doctor, so and so happened. And then she got kind of angry and she said, a skin doctor's job is to look at the skin and give medicines. Who is he to recommend those tests for you? And I didn't really like it. If the skin doctor hadn't recommended those tests, maybe I wouldn't have even known that I had PCOS. And then she started bashing me like anything. She said, you should probably leave your job and sort out your lifestyle first. And I couldn't really understand. I go to bed quite early, like 10ish or maximum 11ish. That's the time when I go to sleep, and I usually wake up quite early, like say around 5 a.m. And I didn't usually have food outside. I used to eat home food. And she just kept on saying really bad things to me, very hurtful things about my weight. And trust me, this woman was very fat. Like probably her hands, this part was the way my thighs were. She was this fat. And she thought that she had all the right to body shame me, abuse me verbally. So she did all of that for around 1 hour or so. Like she kept saying things about my personal life, my professional life, lots of bad things. And then she used a couple of medical terms which I didn't understand. And then she abused me for that as well, which don't really make any sense in my head. She kept on writing something on the prescription and she gave me, but she never explained me how you need to have those medicines and all. At that time I was in a very vulnerable situation because I was body shamed by everyone, every single person that I met. And even including my family, my parents also used to tell me, lose some weight, lose some weight. And I used to feel very bad. So towards the end of December, my dad gifted me a new diary, and I wrote some things on the first page. Like I had some goals which I wanted to fulfill in the year 2018, and I had rewards for each of them. So one of those goals was I should lose 10 kgs in 2018, and the reward for that was buy a smartwatch. Because I love technology and I'm really in love with the brand Apple. I'm kind of obsessed about it. My phone, my laptop, my watch, everything is of Apple, and I really wanted to buy this Apple watch, but it was kind of expensive for me, so I was not able to, and I kept it as a reward for my weight loss journey. So I have this friend of mine, her name is Anushya, and she also has a YouTube channel. I'll link up her channel in the description box below. Please do subscribe her and show her some love. And she was in a weight loss journey. She had come to meet me at my place on December 25th. I told her that, Anushya, I really want to lose some weight. I want to lose 10 kgs in the next year. Is it possible for me? Because I have really low metabolism and I also have PCOS. Like when you gain weight, you have PCOS, and when you have PCOS, you gain even more weight and your PCOS increases. So that's how it happens. And she suggested me the low carbohydrate diet which she was doing. My weight was 81 kgs on Jan 1st, and that's probably the maximum weight that I have ever reached in my life. So first thing that she told me was to cut down sugar completely, and I was really addicted to sugar. I used to have lots of sweets every day. So she told me to reduce the quantity of milk I used to have, to reduce all the sugar and even including fruits and honey. And she encouraged me to have more proteins and less carbs while increasing my fats a bit so that I can meet my total calorie requirement for the day. The only question that I had in my mind was, Anushya, I'm going to have lots of fats. Won't I gain even more weight? I'll become more fat if I eat lots of fats. And what she told me was, trust me, it won't happen to you. You will see the results and then you will know. And I actually trusted her because any which ways I was trying out a lot of weight loss things in my life, but nothing was working. And I trusted her and I thought of, okay, let's try LCD. So I stopped consuming all the grains like roti or rice and dal and all sort of fruits, and I used to have lots of proteins. I used to have lots of green vegetables, and I started having non-veg food. Earlier I was sort of a vegetarian person because I never had any non-veg food. Not like someone forced me or anything, but I didn't really like the taste of non-veg food. So that was the reason I never even had any non-veg food earlier. But then I started consuming all of that. If you have been following me on Instagram, then you should be knowing what all I used to eat. I keep posting what I eat on a day, every day on my Instagram stories, along with the macros at the end of the day. And if you are not following me, then please do. My Instagram stories are going to be very helpful for you. Now, I never did keto intentionally. I'm not really sure if my body went to ketosis or not, because at times I had to travel and I couldn't keep my carbs too low. So I'm not really sure, and I didn't even plan to, because I thought there would be times when I want to consume carbs. Once you go to ketosis and then you break it and you have to start all over again, which I didn't want to. So doing all these, I lost 1 kg per week for the first 3 months. So by the end of 3 months, I had already lost 12 kgs, which was more than 10 kgs, which was my plan earlier. And I had thought I would lose 10 kgs within 1 year, but 3 months, 12 kgs was a lot for me. And I thought of, let's continue doing it. But by the end of 3 months, something happened. I got my blood tests done and I was on the border level of cholesterol. So I again talked to Anushya and she told me, reduce your fats and increase your carbs a bit. And I did that, but at that time I had hit a plateau. My weight didn't even decrease anymore. So it was stuck in between 69 and 70 and it never came down. So during the first week of April, I did my first cheat day, and from morning to night I kept on having lots of junk food, and I ate all of those things which I had wanted to eat, but I had cut them down completely from my life. It was like I woke up and the first thing which I had in the morning was chocolates, and then I kept having all those unhealthy and junk food throughout the day. Well, I did get a lot of hate on my Instagram DMs, but that's okay. When you're doing something good, there are people who will speak. And even I started hearing things from people like my neighbors in my office that I look like I have come out of a hospital. Now those were the same people who used to body shame me earlier, that I was so fat, and the same people started saying me that you look like you have come from a hospital. Now I have been very chubby all my life. I used to have a lot of facial fat as well. You must have already seen that in my earlier videos. But now I don't have much of those facial fat, and I don't have a jawline, and my face is kind of structured. And I really love the structure of my face these days, but there are people who loved my chubby face. They told me that I looked way more beautiful when I was chubby. So this happened, and I didn't even care about all these, because anyway I was being body shamed when I was fat. But now at least I used to get compliments, and moreover my confidence has increased. I love myself even more, and I kept on thinking that wow, I look beautiful. When I used to look at myself in the mirror, I used to feel more confident. So after my cheat day, I increased the amount of carbohydrates that I was having. I started having rotis, but these rotis were not made of the regular atta that you find. It was like a mixture of soy flour, multigrain atta, methi, isabgol. So I used to add a lot of things and made my atta. So even if it had carbohydrates, it was quite healthy and there was a lot of fiber in it. And I had also started working out. I went to the gym and I did weight training. Earlier when I used to go to the gym, I used to hate weight training. I used to do only Zumba, cardio and yoga. But this time I had started doing weight training. Then I also did intermittent fasting, where I used to have my dinner really early and my breakfast a little late. And then on my birthday, which was on May 23rd, I ate lots of outside food. But now my health did not permit me to eat outside food. It was like I used to eat so much of clean food all the time that when I started eating outside food, I was not able to digest it. And just the day next to my birthday, I had some stomach issues and it was quite severe. I used to be on medication for 1 week. That was when my mom told me, stop all these LCD or whatever diet you are doing. Eat normal food, eat rotis. So that's what she told me. I was like, okay, let's do it. And I started consuming normal food. So I stopped having chicken on a daily basis, because when I used to have chicken earlier, I used to have it outside. So there's this restaurant very close to my home and I used to go there every evening, and the cook was quite known to me by that time because I was so regular there. And I told him to marinate the chicken separately for me without adding any colors, and I used to have chicken tikka every day. At the end of the day, it's still outside food and maybe regular consumption of it is not good for me. So I stopped having it altogether. I increased the amount of whey protein that I was having. Like earlier I used to have 1 scoop of it, and now I started having 2 scoops of it. So I also reduced the fats that I was consuming, and I started having more amount of complex carbohydrates. And right now I'm having oats, chia seeds and rajma or chickpeas, and the multigrain rotis that I used to have earlier. So these are mostly the things that I have these days. And between April to June, I lost 8 more kgs. So my weight is 61 kgs right now. And in total, I have lost 20 kgs until June. Within 6 months, I keep hitting the plateau quite often these days, and the weight loss process has become a little slower than before. But I think that's okay. I don't stress on myself too much on weight loss these days. I just want to be stronger and healthier. So I mostly eat clean food and I also walk out every day. I have a pretty hectic job. I have really long working hours and the place is quite far from my place, so it's like I stay out of home for 13 or 14 hours every day, and I can't manage to go to the gym. But I have made a gym sort of setup in my home on my terrace. I have that incline decline bench and I have dumbbells, I have barbells, I have a lot of weight plates which you can add up, and I keep walking out at home in the mornings. So I'm just planning to be a stronger version of myself. I keep getting lots of compliments these days. Yeah, there are people who throw out a lot of hate on me, who shame me, but I get more amount of compliments than that. My family, relatives, colleagues, students, lots of people give lots of compliments to me. I get lots of compliments from you all on Instagram who inspire me to work harder. And there has been times when I had been feeling quite down, but then there are a lot of you who support me, who send me really lovely DMs. So I want to give 2 credits. First will be to Anushya, because she was the one who initiated this process. And the second will be you all, my team Subhra, because from day 1, that is Jan 1st, I started posting what I eat in a day, all my workouts, everything on my Instagram, and you guys kept on supporting me, inspiring me, sending me lots of motivating DMs, and I'm not really sure if I would have been able to continue this journey if it were not for you guys. I'm planning to make more videos like this, show you some of my recipes, some of the things which I follow, because there are so many things which I'm not able to share on my Instagram, but I would be able to do that on my YouTube channel. So if you want me to share things from my weight loss journey with you all and make more of these videos, then please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. It's going to mean the whole world to me. And once you subscribe to my channel, please click on the bell button next to the subscribe button so that you're notified of all my future videos. And if you're not following me on my blog and Instagram, then please do, because I'm very active on my Instagram. I post Insta stories all throughout the day, and you can know everything about my weight loss journey and my healthy lifestyle on my Instagram. So please follow me there, and I shall see you next time. Until then, bye. Sorry. But sorry, 1 minute. Like probably her hands, this part was now. But that's okay, I don't stress. छोटा